Welcome back to the So Chai podcast with
PARWAIZ'S
and Sahar. Today, we are not rating the Bats of Bollywood.
No, we are not. We are talking about
Aishwarya Rai.
So, the reason I've avoided this for as long as humanly possible is because I know that I will get emotional. I guess trigger warning for myself. Emotional because I know that I'm gonna come from a very emotional place when I talk about Aishwarya.
And I'm gonna come from a very, logical... I want to say statistical, but, there's no stats. I'm bullshitting a lot of this.
Mm-hmm.
But...
we'll look it up as we go.
Yeah, hopefully. But
yeah.
For context, Parwaiz and I have had a disagreement of sorts about Aishwarya Rai almost a year ago. Exactly a year ago.
How do you know it was exactly
because it was after the Halloween club night. We were in the car. We were in the Tessie.
You are right. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So
yeah. Almost exactly a year ago.
Oh my gosh, that's wild.
So last year we went to a Halloween party and we were in the car, and I don't know how, but Aishwarya Rai came up, and Parwaiz and I just
she's always relevant. Sorry, that's part of my argument.
It's because he is obsessed with her and brings her up every waking moment.
Okay, let's more context and then you can get back to what you were saying about context, and then we'll get back to the Aishwarya Rai. I don't bring her up. Sometimes I do bring her up just to poke fun at her. Not fun at her, but just tease her. Yeah, to mess with her. Where I'm like, yeah, but see Aishwarya Rai, all I have to say is Aishwarya Rai, and she'd be like, starts to yes, breathes in exactly like that. So I don't bring her up in every situation, but somehow she's relevant to every situation. But it's usually just just to tease her. But fundamentally, we both okay. You give your context first, and then we'll talk about the context.
Okay, well, my context was basically it. He and I got into a really big disagreement, and it turned out to be one of the things that he and I learned to be something we're both very passionate about.
Yes.
In very opposing ways. It's actually one of, I don't know about you, but it was one of the reasons why I wanted to start the podcast in the first place. Mm-hmm. That was when this idea started for me. And then I let it cook, and then I got up the courage to actually ask you and be like, hey.
And here we are.
But I think that's what, so I want to make it clear going into this, I have so much love and respect for Aishwarya Rai. I do. Whenever I talk about her, I'm not saying that she's a bad actress. I'm not saying that she's untalented. I'm not saying that, this and this. My viewpoint is that in comparison to where she was, she is not there anymore. And therefore, she does not hold the same value as she did back then. Parwaiz, on the other hand, is not at that place.
So, where we're coming from, because we're probably going to title this just Aishwarya Rai. So, we're mostly talking about her, what is the argument, or what is the thesis for what we're going to get into? Because is it just talking about her as a person, talking about her relevancy, talking about her acting accolades, her just relevance in international media and Bollywood media? What are we proving? Because we do, we said, we do have differing perspectives, but it's kind of differing perspectives on all of that.
Yeah.
On Aishwarya Rai as a person.
Yeah, and I feel that's why there is no thesis for this, is because you're gonna say that she's a great actress. I'm gonna say I agree, she was a great actress. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
it's sort of a disagreement in every sort of realm.
Yeah, I think the thesis is that is Aishwarya Rai's...
I don't know, keep going.
Is Aishwarya Rai relevant today?
Okay.
Specifically in the
same... So that's what every argument is tying back to? Or a starting point?
I think, let's be real with us, that's a starting point.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Is Aishwarya Rai relevant today?
3, 2, 1.
Obviously.
No.
And that's the crux of our entire position. For more context, if you've been living under a rock, we're talking about do we even need to give context? Like, if you don't know who Aishwarya Rai is, like,
come on, even
how did you
coming
make it
from
here?
me, like, come on.
Episode 13, how are you here if you don't know who Aishwarya Rai is?
Is it episode
is my
13?
question. 13 or 14.
Oh my god.
Something around there. Aishwarya Rai, is she still relevant today? I said obviously. I don't want to treat this like mock trial where we like have an argument and try to disprove it, and then because it's like we feel we're stuck in our ways a lot, and I'm just here to like speak my truth.
Yeah.
If anything.
And that's the thing with me too. I just want to get my point across. Like, I want to be heard. I don't want no man silencing me.
Hey, and I don't want no woman silencing me. I am here to speak to the masses and for myself. We're not fighting each other. We're just kind of like...
I know that I'm not going to change my opinion on him because the root stem of it for both of us is just our connection to her from the past. So it's the same way, like, we were talking about it last episode. It's the same way how I feel towards Kajal, is that, like, I actively avoid bad things about her because I like her so much and I don't want that to be, like, anything to be changed about, like, my viewpoint on her. I think it's very similar for you, is where you have such, like, that strong connection to Aishwarya Rai, where you're like, nothing is gonna make you dislike her, or like she's gonna have to do something super fucked up for you to like dislike her, is basically my point.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
you know,
she holds, and I wanna be very careful of how I word this, because this is also like disclaimer 8 minutes in, that I'm not putting her on a pedestal, because at the end of the day, her profession is an actress, which just like any other profession is her livelihood. So I'm not putting her on a pedestal.
But is it her livelihood?
Because of her acting. However, there are aspects of her I respect which are separate from acting. Her accolades in philanthropy, in
Perfect. Call stay period right now. Tell me more, please.
International media and everything like that, and what she stands for, and the projects that she's a part of. Not all of my argument and view on her is because of her acting accolades. However, that is also a realm of probably what we're gonna get into.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah. I don't know why I gave that context, because I'm sure there was a point, but you could just rewind and look at the point and then explain it to me later.
Me?
In the comments. No, I'm talking to you watching this right now. Leave a comment as to what I was saying before and I'll read it.
Okay, let's start there, okay? You said acting is her livelihood, right?
She is an actress.
She is an actress. I don't think it's her livelihood, though.
Her livelihood, like, when I mean livelihood, I don't mean like the sole way she makes money. I say livelihood like Aishwarya Rai, actress. Like, she is, that is her profession.
Okay, because I feel like I hear you talk more about her fashion feats than I hear you talk about her acting feats. Because
of her relevancy today, and the way she stays relevant in international media, I feel, is via fashion.
Okay.
Versus how she stays relevant in Bollywood is a mix of both fashion and media, less with her acting, because her most recent role was Punyan Silvan 2, I think. I'm pronouncing that.
I've literally never heard of, I've never heard of this movie.
It's a different language movie. Different language movie. A movie in a different language. Where there was a 1 and a 2. I don't believe she's made one after that, because that most recent one came out in 2024, 2023, 2025, 2020 something is when both movies came out. I'm not sure if she has an acting feat after that. However, maybe I'm making this up, I probably am, that she's coming back for a movie remake, but like no, I'm probably making it up. I want it to be true, maybe that's why I'm saying it. But I would love to see her come back to acting. Because as much as I didn't like, really weird example, as much as I didn't like Ede Le Mushkil, I did really love her role in it. And the way she delivered that role and everything, I truly do love, even though I don't, although I didn't love the plot line and Ranbir
Her
Kapoor.
role? Oh.
No, not her. I think the way she delivered her character was great. Sort of the same way I shit on Ranbir Kapoor for Animal. At the end of the day, X amount of years later, after seeing that movie, he did play that role really well. So it's sort of the same thing.
Hell yeah!
He did play the role really well.
I feel like
as much as I didn't like the plot,
frame of me just going like, woo, and we don't need the podcast anymore, nothing.
This is it. This
is all I needed to hear in my life.
End all be all. Yeah, because I went really hard on that. Like, I was ready to die on that hill.
I guess that was another thing. He and I had a very passionate disagreement. I think Aishwarya Rai and Animal were two of our biggest arguments.
Yeah, where I was like, I didn't like Animal.
And I
think his acting was bad. Like, I just really disliked the movie at the time, and
I watched it like 1,000,001 times when it came out on streaming.
Sort of like Sayara.
Animal is one of the, in my opinion,
and we're hyper fixated on
one of the top. Yeah, 100%. I feel like we can have a whole conversation on Animal too.
Yeah, we should. So stay tuned for that, which will probably say the exact same thing we just did, just in length.
Length, yeah.
At length, ad nauseum.
Because I feel like there's a lot we can say about that one.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to Aishwarya Rai. What were we? Oh, right. Okay. So for me, I didn't like her performance in Dil Hai Mushkil. My biggest thing though was that I didn't like. Look, woman's choice, woman's body, all that stuff, okay? I am woman. Girl, do whatever the fuck you want, okay? I'm not gonna tell you not to. And we talked about this too, is that I didn't love the fact that she had such a big impact in Bollywood prior to her hiatus.
Prior to marriage.
Yeah, because she stopped coming in films after she got married, right? Yeah. You know, and you brought this up when we spoke last time, is that she was such a big empowering face for women and girls and beauty and just female empowerment in general and women in the industry prior to her hiatus. And the fact that she came back and her first movie was 90% her making out and sleeping with Ranbir Kapoor. Like, that was like a majority of her character. To me. I can see, like, don't get me wrong, she had dimension. Her character obviously had a personality and had feelings and emotions. I'm not saying that's not the case. I'm saying that, like, given the climate that we are in and how sexualized women are in Bollywood, I just didn't appreciate that someone who had that much of a standing and who people were so excited to see come on screen again, and what we got was her not even exposing herself, but it was like why was that necessary? Like, you have such a good credits, like, you have such good credits behind your name, you have such talent, you have such, like, ability, but, like, not only did you not perform well, but I feel like to me it was like she didn't have to perform well because she's still obviously still gorgeous, and, like, respectfully, she was making out with Ranbir Kapoor. Like, you know, there was no balance for me in that character, in that role. And I'm like, all these other stars are come back into the industry and stuff, and I just don't like the fact that the first thing I remember about her comeback was how sexualized she was. Do you know what I mean? I
do see that. That's like a lot of people's critique as well about that, where it was like she was romancing like an actor like half her age, and it was like,
that part I was okay with. I didn't care about, and it's going back to what Kajal and Twinkle were talking about in that episode with Too Much, is like, why is that an issue when a woman is like in a relationship with the man half her age in movies, but men aren't never questioned about it? I didn't actually care about that. I just cared more about the fact that you went from an era where this never would have happened. Like, we wouldn't have seen this type of intimacy on screen. The first the first movie you do coming back, and again, that is a majority of your character. I don't know, it just felt like an easy way to get back in the face of things.
Interesting. The part I saw most in her part was that she picked herself at the very end, where she was like, same thing as Alize, so Anushka's character, where she was like, I've been down this road before, and I cannot hold your hand through figuring out your emotions. If you like her, go for her. let me be.
Yeah.
Which she said in a much more poetic way because she was playing a poet.
Literally, yeah.
Which I think, oh my gosh, what a beautiful poet.
Oh, 100%.
Like, she delivered those lines beautifully. I truly, like, I believed she was a poet. But that's why, like, I saw that in her character. Which at the very end, like, even Elise, where she was like, I'm picking myself and what's good for me, and not, like, you have to figure out your whole emotions, which was, like, kind of the point of this movie as well. Which was, like, friendship versus love, and then, like, you can't force a relationship on somebody. And that's, like, a separate thing about what the fuckery that movie was.
Yeah. Garbage movie.
But I did like
soundtrack.
Oh my god. I did like Aishwarya's role in that movie. And because I saw that.
And this is where a big thing, and this was a big part of my argument, is that the reason why I think Parwaiz saw that part of her over someone like me seeing what I saw in her is because you have a bias is such an ugly word in my opinion, but you look for the things that make the character and make her character her. You know? Because you love her and you like her and you want to see those, like, look deeper into those things, you know what I mean? I feel like it's the same reason why I liked Ranbir Kapoor and his acting in Animal, like, immediately, whereas for you it took you time to get into it type of thing, is because I do like Ranbir Kapoor. I like his performances, and that's immediately what I, like, look out for, is, like, him and his characters and how those all merge together. Whereas someone like me who's not super into Aishwarya Rai to that extent, I didn't see that because, again, to me, I just saw what was in front of me. I honestly, prior to that song, I barely remember their relationship. I don't know, or didn't feel that relationship because I didn't feel it from her. Not that I'm saying Ranbir Kapoor, like, did better than her or anything. I didn't feel shit from him either. I didn't like that movie. But, like, I think that it was just, her performance wasn't something that made me, like, and I say this all the time, I can appreciate a person in a crappy movie but doing a good role, like doing a good job in their acting. I didn't see that. I didn't feel that. If I did, I would have more I would have more to say about her character. Do you know what I mean?
I see.
And I think that's, like, my point, and that's something that we talk about a lot, is that you, I feel like, have so much more, like, ammo because you feel all these things towards her, because you do have, like, that connection with her type of thing. Whereas I don't. I'm very much so seeing it as more like black and white, and it happens in reverse too, where I'll like someone and I'm looking at all these, like, nitpicky things, and you're like, that's like, yeah, like, you're looking too far into it, like, that's way too deep, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I guess you could say that I do look for those things and everything like that, but, like, yeah, I don't really know if I could say much to that, because that is, I mean, we all have a different way that we look at people, and it's just, like, what we're looking for at the end of the day as well. Like a Shah Rukh Khan movie, you're also gonna, like, look at Shah Rukh Khan and, like, maybe not dissect every little detail, but, like, the things that affirm what you think you'll grab onto more.
Yeah, you said that a lot nicer than I did. But I'm glad, like, you understood what I said.
Yeah, I did get what you're saying. Which, like, at the core of it, yeah, of course, I'm gonna pick up on the things that make sense with what I already see in this person.
Yeah, but on that note, but, like, I don't think she has redeemed herself as an actress after Ye Dil Hai Mushkil.
I don't think she needs to redeem herself.
Why?
Because who is Aishwarya Rai to redeem herself? This is a crux of my argument as well, which is, like, I don't know. She's one of those people, one of maybe the only people I think of like this, where it's like, and there's this clip of Hina Khan. Do you know who Hina Khan is? She's like a TV actress and a movie actress, but like she started off in TV. She did Big Boss a little bit too.
Okay.
She was in I can't remember the TV serial she was in that was like a big hit.
I probably would recognize the TV show.
Well, that helps. But it was.
I'll look it up while you talk.
It came after a lot of vitriol that was positioned at Aishwarya.
Hina Khan?
Hina Khan. For the way she looks and her weight gain after pregnancy and her styling and, like, her
ये रिश्ता क्या कहलाता है?
That's the one. And her like surgery and all of that, like fillers and work that she's had done. And it was a clip of her being very honest and very forward in an interview where she was like, and I relate to this a lot, where she said, but yeah, like she's Aishwarya Rai, like the Aishwarya Rai. How can you pick her apart to like her makeup? How can you pick her apart to the things that she wears?
I think that's stupid though. Like anyone judging Aishwarya Rai on her weight gain or her looks and all that stuff, shut up. Like she's a mother, okay? You can't. Yeah, she raised a child and she's dealt with the Bachans and all that stuff. Like you will never catch me hating on her figure and stuff though.
And her value is not attached to the family that she married into. Her value is not attached to the fact that she is a mother either. Her value is attached to who she is, how she brought herself up, and what she represents and what she continues to represent. It's that because of because of how she was thrust into this industry, which was as like a statement of beauty, because she won, what was it, Miss World, Miss Universe?
Yeah, something like that. She was so pretty though, I will.
As like a teenager, she won the biggest pageant, one of the biggest pageants, excuse me, and got thrust into this machine as this figure of beauty. And like how she rolled with it was like, I'm going to be the symbol of like, not the symbol of beauty, although she was and still is. I'm very well aware of the way I'm speaking about her is very like, I'm trying to pick my words carefully. But I also said at the beginning that I wasn't going to put her on a pedestal. I'm trying really hard to keep that promise, because at the end of the day, she's still a person. So it's like putting these expectations on anybody to be a symbol of XYZ is insane.
Yeah.
So she's not, and I shouldn't be doing this. But it's like, she was the symbol of beauty at one point. And what she chose to do with that platform, with this insanely humongous platform, was, in my eyes, incredible. So it's like when people shit on Aishwarya Rai for such minute things, I'm always brought back to like what Hina Khan said. She's the Aishwarya Rai, the face of L'Oreal, the winner of Miss World. Like at one point in time, the most beautiful woman on earth. She was dubbed by a magazine, which again, very subjective, but like always at that point in time was called like the most beautiful person in the world. She was one of the first, if not the first, maybe Amitabh Bachchan did it before her, trailblazers of Bollywood impact in the English film industry in Hollywood, by coming on shows like Oprah and she Letterman and like
Bride and Prejudice,
which not a great example, but she did. But she made her mark first.
She was one of the first Bollywoods in Hollywood type of vibe.
And then becoming the face of L'Oreal, and then being the first like Indian Cannes jury member, and then being like a staple at the Cannes Film Festival since 2002, which was the first time she was there. Since then, I say people, because again, I'm very also hyper aware of the fact that I seek out this content, and because of that, the algorithm fills my For You page with it.
Oh, so I'm not learning my arguments before I get there.
So I'm not sure if that's all I'm seeing, but I can see the engagement on those posts as well.
Yeah.
Which is people anticipating her on these carpets. And what actually screws with my head is commenting on fashion is one thing, which I am notorious for. I had a series on TikTok where I talked about fashion. But what again screws with my head is when people take that fashion and make it personal, and that pisses me off like to no end. Rightly so. Because that's not where I was coming from. Two, how can you say that about anyone to Aishwarya Rai? She, I feel, because I don't see any other side of it, or at least that's not the side that I would like to be shown. She experiences, I think, the most vitriol on her looks, on her fashion, 100%. On her weight, than I think any other actress in the industry.
I feel like that's such a big reason as to why, is because people were expecting her to come back looking the exact same way she did like a decade ago. Unrealistic, firstly, not fair to her, not fair to women, like so sexist and misogynistic in its own kind, but that's like a whole other conversation. My point though is that all the things you were saying, with the exception of her being consistent in the can, because again, I'm not aware of that, so I can't really speak on it, are all things that the name she made for herself prior to her marriage. And we've talked about this, and this one you got really mad at me for, low-key, is because I said that she became a part of the Bachan family and automatically her whole personality trait became Bachan. I stopped seeing her, like, I forgot, no, okay, I didn't forget she existed because of Aishwarya Rai, but like, I forgot she existed, you know what I mean? Like, I stopped seeing, because I never saw her in any other way. I never saw her doing the things she did before. I never saw her being the face of this or that or whatever. I didn't see her doing the things that you're saying she's doing. I only ever saw her as Abhishek Bachchan's wife. Oh, and with the little asterisk of like maybe possibly slept with Amitabh Bachchan. Like, do you know that lore?
Wild.
Which is crazy. Like, I don't believe it, but like, remember that rumor?
No. Does this look like the face of somebody that remembers that rumor?
You don't know about this
that
lore? There was this whole thing.
How unsavory.
It was low-key around the time of Bunty or Bubbly.
But they weren't like together.
No, what do you think?
I know, but means? Like, yeah, because like as soon as you said Bunty Bubbly, I'm like, Kajrare, yeah. You look back on it and you go, this is weird.
No, but there was like lore behind it. Like, there was a full-on rumor, not even associated to that. People made that connection later. It was a whole other like thing where people were like, low-key, they thought that Amitabh Bachchan and Aishwarya Rai had a thing going for a bit, or Amitabh Bachchan had a thing for Aishwarya Rai or something like that, and that's low-key why he set them up or something like that. It was like a really messy rumor, obviously, like probably not true, like, because that's gross, so I'm gonna, you know, give them the benefit of the doubt, but like, that was like when she made a return in my life for a bit, was that rumor, which is so sad to me. But like, yeah, so, but that is my point, is that anything after her marriage that I heard, again, as a Bollywood consumer, has been has been Bachchan association.
I see.
And that's why I don't, not necessarily hold her to the same standard, but that's a big reason why I'm like, I appreciate everything she did do, but she does have to, like, not necessarily make her way back, but I'm just not giving her the Aishwarya Rai title anymore, because it's not Aishwarya Rai, it's Aishwarya Rai Bachchan now. And she has made it clear that it's Aishwarya Rai Bachchan. She isn't just using her name as Aishwarya Rai, she is using her name as Bachchan to make an impact now.
I see. And
I'm like, and therefore for me, it's like, fine, obviously you're married, that is your name now, that is your family, but it doesn't negate everything you've done in the past. Your wins are your wins, you hold that with pride. It's more so that, like, you also came back after so long, did all that you did in Eid al-Mushkil, and I have created rose reactions from people, like, from myself with that. Not to mention everything that came out of the Bachchan family out of Eid al-Mushkil. Like, do you know about all that stuff? Amitabh Bachchan was really mad about all the intimacy that she did. And he actually got a lot of it and forced them to take a lot of it out. Yeah. And all that stuff. So
I don't put that past them.
Yeah, 100%. But like, it became really messy after Eid al-Mushkil. Like, I feel all the Abhishek Aishwarya Rai divorce rumors started after Eid al-Mushkil, and people tend to connect it to that. I thought
it started after there was the Ambani event, where I think
because they came separately or for photographs separately.
It was the one where Zendaya and Gigi Hadid showed up too, and Tom Holland showed up to like an India.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Aishwarya Rai and Amitabh Bachchan. Like Amitabh Bachchan was photographed separately.
Abhishek.
Yeah, Amitabh Bachchan. I've been saying Amitabh, right?
You've been saying Amitabh, but
Yeah,
you wanna say
Amitabh, Jaya,
Abhishek.
and Abhishek were photographed together. I meant to say Abhishek, but they were all together too. But the three of them were photographed separately, and Aishwarya and her child were photographed separately, which I think fueled a lot of the divorce rumors.
It fueled it, but it started a long time ago.
I see.
There have been like rumors, like there's been rumors about how they've been sleeping in separate houses for a few years now. Like prior to Eid al-Mushkila, there's been a lot of family drama out of the Bachchan household. But yeah, back to my point is like, to me now is that I don't see her doing the things that she did prior to. I don't see her striving to make that impact anymore. I see her trying to feed off of her past successes and feed off of her Bachchan name, but I just don't see, it's like she's trying to stay in the public eye. Do you know what I mean?
I see.
It's not that she's earning to stay in the public eye.
I can also appreciate I can also recognize the different forces at play when it comes to her image changing, because the vitriol she got was also like, she did take a hiatus from Cannes for like a year and 2 years or something, and that was because she had just had her child. She had gained a lot of weight from that. She still went to Cannes. She got photographed, and like people, oh my god, went to hell and back about like, she's gained a lot of weight and like she shouldn't be here, and like she should be styling differently. She should be styled differently, or XYZ. So she took a year or two hiatus and came back in the, if you can remember, she wore like a gold gown with her hair like blown out and everything, and like she
always assume I don't remember.
Whatever it is. When you're watching this back, take a look at that picture. She had lost a lot of weight, so the conversation became about her weight, and I was like,
and there's so much more to life.
So it's like, when I can also see, I will go back to the factors at play, because I want to talk about Jaya Bachchan in a Coffee with Karan interview, so remind me, I want to talk about that.
Am I gonna remember?
I can also see that, like, I can also see other people around me whenever Aishwarya Rai comes on the screen, or like comments whenever I'm making videos about her, which all like 90% of them, whatever, like a very large percentage, are like just talking about her styling. It needs to match her age. It needs to be a certain way. She needs to look a certain way. Aishwarya Rai needs to go back to that like 20-year-old self that she was, which is like, do you guys hear yourself? I'm not talking, I don't know. Like, it, again, another same thing that's screwing with my head, because comments about her always go to physicality versus accolades. Yeah. Which is like, boggles my brain. Because it's like, you should be known for all the good things you're doing in the world, and not like how the fuck you look.
But like, what good things is she doing in the world right now? Also, I agree with everything you said about the looks thing, but what good things is she doing in the world right now? Because I don't know about anything. I'm not
100% sure if she's continued with her philanthropy or what she's doing in that sort of realm. All I know her for right now is, well, she just walked for L'Oreal again. And that's about it. That's all I know about her currently.
And my point proven.
So, but it's like, but my point was never that. Because people can show up once, and Adele will forever remain iconic and a staple of pop culture and the music industry at a large, but she's not in your face 24/7. She comes in for like 2-3 years at a burst, and then goes away for like 5-6 years, which is why she has albums like 21, 25, 30. So it's like, I'm comparing the likeness of that sort of idea with like, Aishwarya Rai.
You think that she's had the reason for, if we're taking Adele for example, Adele has music pieces, songs, they're called songs. Adele has songs that are like timeless, that have like
And I would argue the same for Aishwarya. But it's not songs. Movies.
I wouldn't.
Movies and performances.
Like
that
what?
I continue to reach for and listen to.
Like, give me an example. Like,
songs, Crazy Chiare and Kadrare will forever be a staple of my childhood, of, I believe, my generation's upbringing.
Yeah.
That we grew up on those two songs, and we know them for Aishwarya Rai songs. One a little bit more racy. Well, actually, they're both
pretty racy.
But one in a more matured way, I guess, like an older audience can take. And then one for like, you know, like the girly pops, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think that's where we differ. It's because for me it's like, yeah, Crazy Chiare, but in my head it's Crazy Chiare, Doom, Hrithik Roshan. You know what I mean?
I see.
And like, and then even Kadrare, yeah, but honestly, for the longest time, it didn't actually register with me that it was Aishwarya Rai. Like when I was younger, and I was like, not necessarily new, but I wasn't like aware of different actors and actresses and stuff. I kind of only knew like the staples, like the ones that I grew up, like Shah Rukh Khan, Kajol, like those type of vibes. In my head, I'm like, oh, Amitabh Bachchan, oh, Amitabh Bachchan's kid. You know what I mean? It wasn't until I was older that I was like, oh, that, like Aishwarya Rai, like Fire, she's so hot. You know what I mean?
Those are like current, like relatively current examples versus like,
well, like those would be like the equivalent to like Rolling in the Deep, you know, for Adele, like in my head, right?
Like there's, oh my god, there's like Devdas, like Dola Re Dola. There's also
but these are all songs that I know. Like I don't know them for Aishwarya Rai.
I know them just for Aishwarya Rai. No, like, you don't need to say sorry. Like that's just your experience of these works.
I haven't even watched Devdas, and I know that song. And okay, it's because it's
wild.
It's because my mom does this thing where if she watches a movie and it's sad, and it was like, and it's prior to my adulthood, she would tell me that these movies are ridiculously sad and like put it in my ear and be like, Sarah, don't watch it, it's too sad, it's too sad. And so now it's like I feel like I needed like emotional support while I watch these movies.
I see.
It was like a whole thing when I watched My Name Is Khan for the first time.
Oh my god, that movie is
yeah.
What a beautiful work of art, but it's so sad.
So sad. I don't even think I've actually watched it in its entirety. I only ever watched My Name Is Khan after the kid died.
Oh. The beginning is so beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Cause like, and
you should watch it.
So it's a trauma response. Like, it's because there are certain movies that it's the same. Gajini is the same thing. Haven't ever watched it because
sad movie.
Because exactly.
Fair enough. That's me with 3 Idiots. Well, I've watched it, but it's like it's just so sad. I don't care to rewatch it. Yeah, like so, but yeah, and it's not like anything I've heard from outside. It's my mom would keep always repeat it to me, being like, no, both sad movie hai, ye nahi dekhna, both rone ka hai. I'm like, bruh. And now I'm like, I'm so anxious about having to watch those movies. So that's like, that's music. And then there's the films I go back to watch too, like Jodha Akbar. I go back to watch.
I thought you haven't watched. I thought you didn't watch.
I did watch it recently, and oh, she's so like.
When did you watch Jodha Akbar?
It was like a couple months ago, but I watched it in like passing, where I was like, okay, it's there. I'm just gonna.
Why didn't we add it to our list when we were ranking Hrithik Roshan movies?
It was a while back, a couple months ago, so we probably didn't start the podcast at that point.
Parwaiz?
What?
Why didn't we add Jodha Akbar to our ranking Hrithik Roshan list?
You had watched Jodha Akbar?
Yes, I'm the one who told you to watch Jodha Akbar.
Oh.
Anyways, I love Jodha Akbar.
But yeah, there's like
again, Hrithik Roshan.
That, and that's where we differ, because I see these works as like Aishwarya Rai movies. I'm also acknowledging the fact that she is not the lead. She is co-lead with somebody else. The
only movie for me that I think of and I go, wow, Aishwarya Rai, is Tal.
Oh my god. I haven't seen that movie, but I've seen clips of that movie, and the music from that movie is insane as well. The music is so fire, and and this is where like what my thought process comes into play. I hated that movie. What do you mean he runs into a burning building for a scarf? Okay, it pissed me off.
Pisses me off to this day.
Bare minimum, men, listen up.
Remember,
If we aren't running into buildings, burning buildings for scars, what do we have? What are we as a species? Continue.
Thanks. The reason I remember that movie, the reason I can name drop it, start singing the songs for it, because as I'm singing the songs, I am thinking of Aishwarya Rai. I'm thinking of her performance. I'm thinking being like, she ate that one up. She was what was memorable out of that movie. You know what I mean? That movie is an example for me of like when she performed exceedingly well and she like made her mark. In the other ones, like for example in Dhoom 2, I didn't like her acting at all.
I thought she played her character perfectly well.
I can't, honestly, she's the only person in that movie whose acting I genuinely can't stand. I love her dancing and all that stuff, but I couldn't stand her acting in that movie. It brought that down for me. That's why Crazy Kiara, I know as a song, I know the choreography, I know she's in it, I don't know it for her. I know it because it's iconic.
And I see like year after year after years for like so many years where people dress up like during Halloween as like Bollywood characters. There's always someone at the party that dresses like Suneri from Dhoom 2.
Because
always.
Suneri is iconic, yes.
Who plays Suneri?
Aishwarya Rai, as like, what I'm trying to say is that like, Dhoom 2, iconic movie.
Yes.
Characters, iconic, yes.
Yes.
Aishwarya Rai's acting is not the reason why Suneri was iconic. Suneri was iconic because of the movie.
I fundamentally disagree.
Like, Ali's acting is not good, but Ali is hilarious. He's so funny. He's iconic. But it's not because his acting is good.
But he's iconic because his acting isn't good.
No, he's iconic because of his character.
Yeah, and his character is a bad actor, so he is therefore iconic because he's playing his part terribly.
Wait.
You can
Like,
be iconic
saying,
for bad things.
You're saying he's like intentional, like obviously like
he's playing the character.
Not a best
you think
actor.
he's a shit character, but it's like he's kind of funny. He was kind of onto something, you know? And you like obviously you give credit to the person playing the part.
Not necessarily. It's the same way as I say sometimes the character, the story, the plot can be bad, but an actor can be good. Same way, a plot and something and like a plot and characters and all that stuff could be well developed. I can appreciate like a well written movie and character and all that stuff and still be like, yeah, but the acting was shit.
I can see the vice versa of what you said.
Yeah.
I can't see the other way around. Because how are you gonna, it's not even just Aishwarya Rai. How are you gonna tell me that Ranbir Kapoor's role, like acting was bad? I'm trying to put this into a different perspective.
I'm not giving the iconicness of Suneri to
Why?
only Aishwarya Rai.
Okay, but you're not giving any to Aishwarya Rai right now.
Okay, okay, fine. You got me there, okay? I'll take it back.
Okay.
Okay, yes, obviously there needs to be a human being behind the character, okay?
Yes, that is one part
that
to it.
is able to perform to a certain extent. Okay? My point is, though, is that like there are all these other external factors that also play a big part in making a character good.
100%.
Right?
See, here's the thing. When you talk about Shah Rukh Khan, when you talk about Ranbir Kapoor, when you talk about your faves, you give a lot or majority of the credit to the person, versus here where I'm doing it, you're like, yeah, sure, the person might be great, but there's also so many other things that are playing into this, like, which, like, you know, give them the push.
Give me an example of, like, because, like, Shah Rukh Khan, I can also tell you that, I've said it before, that, like, he has so many performances where I'm like, you're not a good actor. Especially recent performances. Where I'm just like, like, for example, with Javan.
I thought Javan was great.
I like the story of Javan.
But,
like, I can even acknowledge that, like, yeah, his acting wasn't the best. Like, he's definitely performed better. Do you disagree?
I thought his acting in the movie really did, like...
Really?
When he, like, told me, like, his mission statement, basically, as if he was a company, it really did, like, move me to tears.
Yeah.
I was like, this truly is, like, going to the movie. This really is the common man's struggle.
And you don't think it's because it's a well-written movie?
I also think Shah Rukh Khan delivered the dialogue so incredibly well.
Interesting.
Because without Shah Rukh Khan there would
okay,
it would be somebody else. So I can give him props.
Saying.
Because Kartik Aaryan doing that, I would not. I haven't seen Kartik Aaryan in that role, so I can't tell.
We talked about this too.
But it's like Shah Rukh Khan was able to deliver what the dialogue needed to give in that moment.
Yeah.
Same way Suneri, she played that character who was like the, what are you, like saying like every 5 seconds and like being the it girl of the time and like, you know, like being that character. She played that insanely well. One of the most iconic dialogues in that entire movie for me, which I still carry forward, is the are you like checking me out?
Yeah.
Flatline.
But even in that, I didn't like her acting. I can't, like, I recognize the line. I can even see her doing like the checking me out thing, like, yes, but like when she says that line, a part of me cringes. Like, I can't explain it. I don't know what it. Maybe I'm honestly just pulling shit out of my ass, but like to help myself get have a reason.
Mm-hmm.
But in that movie specifically, the one, even like Hrithik Roshan's acting was not the best in that, and I said that when we were ranking his movies, but it is her line delivery.
Mm-hmm. You're there.
Her line delivery and everything, where I'm just like, it feels like an act. It doesn't feel real. Like, and obviously it's acting, but like, if it doesn't, you know how we always say you convince, like you get convinced. It didn't feel natural. It didn't feel natural. Thank you.
You're welcome. Although I disagree, I
always think about this, and I'm like, and that's again why I like that, is because she was so natural, and that she was so, tell you, even Jodha Akbar, I'll give her credit where credit is due. Hrithik Roshan took the limelight in that, but she did really well in that too. It's just, again, she's just not the most, and it's because she was secondary to Hrithik Roshan, unfortunately, in that movie, that she didn't get the limelight. I feel, obviously, to an ability to show off her skill, but even in that, like, I feel like she had a very, like, natural presence to her. And from the clips I've seen of Devdas, she seems okay, but specifically in Doom 2 and those type of movies, I can't. Her acting, her delivery, I find that I like her in very, like, quiet, reserved roles.
So does Jaya Bachchan.
Right, tell me the Jaya Bachchan
I wanted to get into
thing.
Yeah. I was saying, I don't know, like half an hour ago, I can also acknowledge the different factors that play, because you were saying that, like, after she got married, she stopped being this marker for feminism and standing your ground and, like, being the symbol of beauty and whatever she was before marriage.
To have the credits of those things.
Yes.
Continue.
I can also acknowledge the different factors at play. I am specifically referencing a Jaya Bachchan interview with on Coffee with Karan, where this was very, very, like, early Coffee with Karan, like early seasons, where she said something along the lines of Karan asked, like, how you see Aishwarya being like the daughter-in-law of your family, because it was like fairly new at the time. Coffee with Karan has like 20 something seasons, or like a lot of seasons, too many seasons.
I got you.
Too many seasons. So he asked, like, how do you see Aishwarya now? And she said something about, I like that she's quiet, or something like that, or I like that she takes a step back and she doesn't make it all about herself, and it's very like family comes first, that whenever we're all together, she, like, you know, is very quiet,
which I see.
She, like, listens and everything like that, which very, like, I don't know Jaya Bachchan, I don't know the Bachchan, so I can't say anything, but
Jaya Bachchan sucks.
I will continue.
Her face pisses me off.
So it's like, in a dynamic where the matriarch of the household is saying things like, I'm happy that she's quiet, I'm happy that she's reserved, when her personality before she got married was very the
loud,
opposite. Where she was outspoken and XYZ, which I'm not sure if she decided to do that via international means, like, I don't know, like partnering with organizations and L'Oreal and all of that, like how she was making her mark that way. At least, like you said, in the Bollywood industry, she did get very quiet. So I can somewhat see different factors at play. Factor being Jaya Bachchan saying that, like, you know,
Like she was silenced in her own home.
She has changed how she was to fit what this family is and whatever. So it I don't know, it gave off the vibe like we are the Bachans. And like regardless of who the fuck you are, even if you are Aishwarya Rai, you are taking a step back because we are the Bachans at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And now you represent us.
Yeah.
So it's like we're not gonna let you do anything out of line, which probably explains Eda the Mushkil and then like going back and cutting scenes. Because they're like, you are Aishwarya Rai Bachan, let's
you can't do that.
Let's calm down a little bit.
Which is not right.
Yeah. Which I don't know how Aishwarya Rai, or if she is at all, making like subtle statements that her and Abhishek are still together. Because I know in a couple interviews she didn't have her wedding ring on, and then it got really loud that like
oh my god, she doesn't have her wedding ring.
And then some of the next interviews she had her wedding ring on. So it was like
she's dropping hints.
See, I don't know if it's that.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not as simple as we have to look like we're a family, so we have to be together, versus stylists that are available different times.
It's one of those things where it's a PR thing. Like, they literally hire people to make them look good in front of the cameras.
They do, yeah.
The specifically those things that you said about like the ring and like the family coming together and all that stuff. Those are things that, again, they literally hire people to make sure it works.
So it's clearly
to avoid situations like this. On that note, though,
the PR works for them, so I assume this is not Aishwarya Rai's MO at the moment.
I'm
where she's like, I don't give a fuck.
It could also be a PR stunt, like, and it works, right? Like, it gets the Bachchan's name in the media, it gets her name in the media. Like, it very well could be a plan, like low key, like, and that's the thing with celebrities, and that's the thing with the industry, is that you really can't trust anything you see.
Yeah,
like,
you have to take everything for like face value.
Exactly, because everything and anything can be intentional. Honestly, realistically, anything and everything probably is intentional. Like, very calculated industry, and it's just like the way it is. And then, because Parwaiz is right, at the end of the day, they're all just people. You have to take into fact that like there are a lot of things that these people have to deal with that we don't. And so respectfully, like, us giving viewpoints and opinions as normal people, whereas they are not normal people, like, we don't even know the half of it. And like, don't be mad, but like, the Bats of Bollywood really made me realize that, like, it really did. And it's just one of those things where you never know what's going on behind closed doors. Sorry, this just got like ridiculously deep.
No, because it's like, it's something, again, another bringing it back to like the main, not the main point, but like another crux of my argument, which is like, people get personal way too quickly when it comes to people, when it comes to Aishwarya Rai especially. I saw there was a moment there was a brief period where I wasn't as obsessed with Aishwarya Rai as I am now, where I didn't care for her, where I saw her, took it at face value, like, oh, she's here, she's on my screen, okay, sure. But it was after consuming so much media about Aishwarya Rai and consuming like hours and hours of like interviews of people commenting about her, of like me commenting about her and checking and looking through the comments. Yeah. Because I try to like, you know, engage with whatever, but, and seeing like all of this discourse about her, and I see the same thing happening to Bipasha Basu as well. Where people are like, same thing Michelle Obama gets, where people say she looks like a man. If you're looking for a manly woman, you should go to Bipasha. And it's one of the most disgusting things that I've ever seen. And it's like, it's stuff like that which like, I think like, it's one of the worst parts about the industry is the people who comment about other people's looks and bodies and stuff. I get it, you think there's a standard. Shut the fuck up and look into a mirror, bro. Like, I promise you, the day you reach those standards are the day you're allowed to comment on another person. How relevant do you think Aishwarya Rai is today after everything that we've talked about? Do you think she holds the same level of relevance as she did? Those are two different questions. Is she still relevant today? Yes. Does she hold the same relevance she once did? No.
Interesting. Maybe we should have started with this.
I think that's a great thesis, actually. I think she is relevant today and will continue to be relevant until the end of time, because she has made a name for herself. And whether or not she disappears off the face of the earth or makes 10 movies in the next year, she is still Aishwarya Rai or Aishwarya Rai Bachan. She's still Miss Universe, she's still the face of whatever. She is still all of these accolades that come before her. And that is true about every other actor and actress as well.
Okay.
It's just I feel this about Aishwarya Rai so strongly because I have that emotional attachment, and I see so much vitriol against her where I feel almost protective, if that makes sense. Who am I to be protective over Aishwarya Rai? But like protective over those accolades, because that's what she should be known for. And if I have any platform at all, and if I come across this content again, I will continue to like push that. As for her relevancy beforehand, she was like she spiked around that like Doom 2 period, right after Miss Universe to like that ish period, a little bit after that. And she made that name for herself. I think we talked about this before about like Deepika getting her star on the Walk of Fame. I think Aishwarya Rai should have definitely gotten her star on the Walk of Fame.
I disagree.
Years before any of these people like were in the game. Aishwarya Rai, Devdas, a couple years into Cannes, should have definitely gotten her star on the Walk of Fame.
I disagree.
1000%. How she has not been invited to the Met Gala is beyond me.
She doesn't have... You know what? We're not doing this.
Well, that's the whole point of this episode.
Right.
But
she doesn't have that big of a...
Which I think
English
is wild.
Group. I did not know...
You don't need to.
But yes, you do.
Bad Bunny is completely a different, like,
But he has such a big group of listeners
he is not catering to US.
No, he's not intentionally doing it, but he has such a big fan base here. Right? Like, that's my point. Aishwarya Rai does not have a big, like... Are we Eastern or Western? Eastern, right?
Whatever we are. I think she may not have a humongous, just core Hollywood, but she has international acclaim.
But the Walk of Fame is...
Which bring international acclaim.
Yeah, but let's be real. It has an Eastern bias. Western. It has a white people bias.
Which confuses me as to why Deepika is getting this accolade.
And I stand by that. I still agree. I don't think
but if we're talking about
Priyanka, it should be the one who has the star.
I agree with that
like,
too. But if we're talking about international cinema and international accolades,
I still don't think Aishwarya Rai has made that impact in that big of a field. Fine, she has Cannes, sure. You bring up a good point. Clearly, she's not big enough because she hasn't been invited to the Met Gala.
How can you?
By no one.
You were the most beautiful woman in the world at one point. In the world. And you were like, you made headlines globally when you won. Like, that is insane to me.
And she still didn't.
Not that this is a feat that validates her
beauty
star power in the world.
No. But my point is though that like it's like we're still talking about all these feats because we are interested in this topic. You know what I mean? Her winning Miss World or whatever
pageant.
It is not that timeless to most of the people. Aishwarya Rai does not have the fan base in an international way, the way that you like, the way that
how many Miss Worlds after Aishwarya can you name?
None, but that's also because I don't know any of this stuff. Like the only reason
people know Aishwarya Rai won.
Because I know she won because of you.
Okay, I am not the basis of information here.
I'm not the right person to talk to about like have that specific, because again, I am so far out of the fashion industry that I can't have a say on like that impact and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
When I see like international acclaim deserving a Walk of Fame, Shah Rukh Khan not having a star, does he have a star?
No, crazy.
I think he should have a star.
Because even the white people know him as a Bollywood actor.
He is internationally known, yes. But to that, if there was an actress that I think should have her star on the Walk of Fame, Aishwarya Rai. Aishwarya Rai, Sridevi, Shreya Ghoshal.
Shreya Ghoshal, I agree, because even like she has now, like she's doing songs with like freaking Yimmy Yimmy and stuff like that.
I don't think Yimmy Yimmy is the reason she should be on the Walk of Fame.
No, but that's the only one I can think of. My point is that she is beginning to dip her toe in international music. Is my point. And
how these people haven't gotten like recognition from like the Oscars or like any sort of international award body
And-
like this.
And it's because,
Insane to
and
me.
like Sridevi's a good example, it's because these people are big names in Bollywood and in India and in like the Desi community.
Sridevi, sure.
They
Sure.
don't have international, again, a fan base. And it's the same reason why when we were talking about in the Met Gala, when we were name dropping people, we had such differing views. Because they don't have a fan base in this community, in Canada, in America, among the Desi people, sure. But like, think about it in the Shah Rukh Khan way. I've said it before, I've literally, my manager can name drop like 3 Shah Rukh Khan movies, and she's Middle Eastern, like Iraqi. So like,
Not to take flowers away from them, which is insane that they went, but I think Aishwarya Rai, comparatively,
that much I can agree
definitely
with.
should have
That much
at her prime
over time you've convinced me
been
of. Yeah. That like, given
invited.
her, after
This episode's gonna be 8 hours long.
I do understand what you're saying. I do think it's crazy. You have educated me on like her involvement in fashion and everything. But I'm just looking at it, for example, Walk of Fame, and like, again, her fan base and her importance and relevance today. And in especially comparatively to like prior, like before and her prime and everything, I'm like, I don't think she deserves a star on the Walk of Fame right now. I don't think she deserves, and I honestly don't think she deserves it based off of her past credits either. I think she has, especially now, I feel like she still needs to make her mark. Not in Bollywood, though I think you've also convinced me on that part where you're right, she is Aishwarya Rai in Bollywood. No one's gonna take that away from her. But when we're talking international, I don't think she's made that impact that you think she has. She just hasn't left her mark in international cinema now. Or like international media, in my opinion, now. To be consistently in it. Like, to be consistently remembered. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily consistently in your face, just leave a mark to be consistently remembered. I know you disagree.
I do disagree,
Yeah.
yes. But it's like the points I'm gonna bring forward are the same things
Same
that I've
things
been
that
saying.
you
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
Anyways, this is basically how our last conversation about Aishwarya Rai ended
Yeah.
too. It was just awkward silence.
This is much more civilized.
Yeah, there was a lot of screaming in that one.
Yeah.
But I think both of us were a lot more open-minded about what each of us were saying this time.
Yeah.
I think that last time we were both very closed off. Like,
Oh,
we
yeah,
we
'cause
just
I
wanted
was-
to prove each other wrong.
I just got very
Yeah,
I'm still very passionate, as I'm sure you can tell.
and I'm just overhearing about it.
Cause I again come from that very protective place.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's like something I want to do better at.
Protecting Aishwarya Rai.
No, like I care to do like a deep dive on her. Like,
Yeah.
look up, like, I would love to just watch documentaries and like.
I would love an
genuinely-
episode where you just educate me about her.
You know what? That might
Like,
come
I
sooner than
sit
you think.
silently and you literally just tell me about her.
I'm down. If you want to see that, you let us know.
You gotta do the research for it though.
I will. This one thing I will do the research for.
That's
Aishwarya
crazy.
Rai.
I want to do a deep dive on Siddharth.
Do it.
I want to go through all the Salman Khan lore in relation to him.
Oh, goody.
Yeah.
But yes,
before all of that, Bastards of Bollywood, please can you watch it?
I will watch it.
Before people forget about it and then we lose our clout next week, pinky promise.
I'm not pinky promise.
Fuck! I'm gonna try to watch Homebound this week.
Okay, solid. And that was it for today.
If there's anything you want to see in particular, let us know. Let us know who you agree with or what you disagree with, and honestly just your opinions and how you see Aishwarya Rai, because I know damn well people have their opinions. But yeah, let us know what you want to see next time. Shout out to M4
M something.
Core. I think it's Maddie Core. At Maddie Core on YouTube. You got your Aishwarya Rai episode out. I'm sorry if it underwhelmed you, or I'm sorry if it overwhelmed you, but let us know your thoughts too. Also, we love you. We see you.
And you are valid.
If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. If you're listening to this on Spotify, don't forget to follow. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Sochai Podcast. Follow him on his socials.
Follow her on hers.
And I think that's it.
And 'tis the season.
'tis the season?
I don't know. It's October.
Happy October!
Boo.
Ah! We're gonna be taking the week of Halloween off because it's his birthday that week and then 3 of our friends' birthday that week.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a busy week, so we won't be posting a video that week. But in and around that time, we will do a cute little Halloween episode.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah. Okay.
Stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned. Love you. Bye bye.